How are you?
Hi, how are
I
you?
know this is your off. You're off today, right?
Me?
Me?
Yeah. You're not
Who are you talking to?
Nakia.
Well, I took a little personal leave. I don't come back until next week, but um,
Okay.
I'm
So,
here. I didn't have
uh,
anything planned, so it's fine.
all right. So I appreciate you taking time during your leave time to talk. So, as I mentioned to you yesterday, nobody's in here now. Um, wanted to talk about the incident that happened on the 20th.
Correct. Yes.
And we just had, and there was just some questions.
Okay.
So, um, so on the 20th, just so I don't know if Debbie knows all, well, I think Debbie does know all the details so that we're straight. So that just involved, when you had the call to make sure that, you just had some issues and then you wanted the individual to leave your apartment, which is
Correct.
fine. We came over to respond,
Correct.
asked the individual to resolve. And at the end of the day, it was decided that, hey, he's going to be leaving. You had already scheduled for him to go. And you
Correct.
just needed time to for that person to come pick him up.
Correct.
Correct?
Yes.
And he left he left that morning as scheduled, correct?
Well, not as scheduled, but he did leave that morning. Correct.
All right. And um, so the real questions are, which comes is that, did you know he was there for a while, and they want to know, did you notify somebody that he was going to be staying with you for an extended period of time?
Well, let me just go back. No, he wasn't here for a while.
Okay.
He
Sorry. How long was he here?
approximately 2 days, because
Okay.
we were in the process of getting a house. So he came down, I believe it was the 18th, because I had an appointment scheduled on the 20th to go look at a house. So
Okay.
I said, come down and then we'll go look for a house. So let me just back up. He was my fiance and he was staying in New York. So, and he is under a visa. So he was initially staying with his family members because I was in the process of looking for somewhere else to go. I even at one point emailed Debbie some paperwork to fill out for an apartment that I was looking for. And then I decided that I was going to purchase a house. So I have been looking for a house. So he, like I said, he came on the 18th and the 20th is when the incident happened.
Okay. All right. And for the record, on that day when we responded, so that we can be the same. So when we came there, he seemed amenable. You seemed amenable. There was a you guys had some type of issue, but you just wanted him gone. But,
Right.
There wasn't a volatile, violent situation.
No, not at all. It was all verbal. It just started to escalate, and because I know I live on this campus, I began to ask him. I said, I think now that you need to go. I said, because I live on this campus, other people live on this floor. I don't want to bring that type of attention to myself. So you need to go. So that's kind of where it escalated, because he thought that I was putting him out in the middle of the night, which I really was just asking for him to call his uncle, which he was staying with before, and just make arrangements for him to go to his uncle so the situation can just be de-escalated. That's all I was asking to do. So he got upset because I was basically asking him to go, and he thought I was putting him out in the middle of the night.
Got it. All right. So I only have one question from my end. As far as, so when he came on campus, because we didn't have a record of him being as a visitor.
Okay.
Do you remember when you brought him in, who let him in? What guard was there when it happened? Because we had no record.
I don't know. They asked for his ID. He had an ID from Jamaica. They took it. They took our temperatures. They gave it back to us, and we proceeded around. So I don't know what they did with it. I don't know, and I can't remember who exactly it was, to be honest with you.
Okay, you remember around what time?
I would say it was around 6. I would say 6-ish, because we had dinner around 4 in Jersey. So then I think we left Jersey between 5 and 5:30. So I would say let's just say between 6 7 at the latest.
Okay. All right. Debbie, you have any questions?
Did you have to have approval to have him be on the campus? Was there
Well,
any approval granted?
no, because I guess I thought he was considered just a visitor. He wasn't coming to stay because he had somewhere else that he was staying. He was coming basically so we can make preparations to move. So he just came as a visitor, and no students was on the campus.
Okay.
And that's the right, and that's an accurate understanding of our current policy.
Okay. I don't have any other questions.
All right, so Nakia, once again, that's all I really had. You know, I appreciate you taking the time off to do this.
No
and,
problem.
If I do have another question, is it be okay if we gave you a call?
Sure, you have my number. I'm available.
ma'am.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Hey, can I
Thank
ask?
you.
Do you mind if I ask one question?
Absolutely.
I'm just curious as to. I see it was escalated to HR. I'm just curious as to why.
Well, I can answer some of that.
Okay.
Anytime there's an incident on campus, it has to be placed into the log, and I have to notify the school that, hey, we had it. You know, we responded to an incident. We don't have and as you know, we just don't have a lot of incidents where people call for assistance.
Okay.
It's just not something. It's an outlier. It doesn't happen all that often.
Okay.
And when the guards place it on the log,
Okay.
it goes through a bunch of people, and they see that.
Okay.
Particularly me. And what I normally do is anytime I have something that's an outlier, you got to let your boss know that, hey, we had an outlier. It was handled this way.
Okay.
For the record, and the way it was written, is that, hey, you had a guest. You needed that guest to, you decided that you didn't want that guest anymore.
Right.
We responded. We talked to the guest, realized that it wasn't a volatile situation.
Right.
Came back at 10 o'clock, the way it's written in the law.
Right.
You said that, hey, you guys have resolved it. You will be leaving from the apartment as your guest at
Right.
a particular time. And it was.
Right.
And so, but there were some additional questions that they had.
Okay. I understand.
So once I put that in, but then it comes back down the line and says, hey, there may be some additional questions that need to be asked. Now, I did want to know, me personally, what guard, because I didn't see it, and it isn't just you. So don't think about that, because you can, anytime we have anything and I go through the logs and I
Right.
don't see a visitor, I always ask the guard, like, hey, who was that person?
Right.
Did you follow procedures? Did you check them in? You guys can have any guests that you want.
Right.
I only ask that they check in.
Right. And I know that, and I stop, and like I said, I always stop, and the person did ask for the ID. He did give it to him. I don't know. I don't remember him going back to the what do you call it, office, because I normally, when my daughter's father, when he comes, he says that they take it back into the
Lodge,
office.
and swipe it.
Okay. I don't know if it was because he didn't have a
Driver's license.
a driver's.
So it's a regular ID.
It was
You're
a
supposed to write it
right.
down
Okay.
and make a copy of it.
Okay.
So
I mean, I didn't know, to be honest with you. I know he took it. He did our temperature scanners, and then he said okay, and we were cleared to go around. And
Okay.
that was it.
all right. Well, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And hopefully there's no follow-up questions, but if there is, I appreciate the fact that you're amenable to it.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right.
All right. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all have a
Bye.
good day. All right.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.